Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Cape Coral. My name is Karen Gidley, and I am a licensed practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living. And it is my honor this morning to do the meditation. So we will begin. This is God in Everything, and this is Thoughts on Leaves meditation. So find a comfortable spot where you're gently supported, allowing your breathing to become smooth and regular. Bring your attention into the present moment and to the sensations of your breath, the sensations of your body, particularly where your body is making contact with the chair or the floor. Take a few easy, comfortable breaths. And as you breathe, imagine yourself walking through the forest. Green grass under your feet. Tall trees around you. And the blue sky overhead. You know the way around the forest. You are safe and protected. The sun is just right, not too warm. You feel the gentle breeze on your face. Listen to the birds overhead. Breathe in the fragrance in the air, so crisp and refreshing. Feel every step that you take. As you walk, you come to a meadow, soft green grass, wild flowers, trees all around it. Notice a shallow, fast stream of water at the edge of the meadow. Come up to it and find a place to sit comfortably. Take a moment to pay attention to the water as it runs over the rocks on the bottom of the shallow stream. Listen to the babbling sound of the water. Notice how clean and clear the water is. You can see every piece of sand, every pebble on the bottom. You might even touch the water with your hand, noticing how cool and refreshing it is. And notice how from time to time a leaf falls from the tree, gently floats toward the stream and lands in the water and is carried away by the current. And another leaf falls from the tree, floats toward the water, and is carried away. Watch how the leaf slowly descends, twirling slightly toward the water, landing on its surface and floating away, out of sight. Now pay attention to the thoughts going through your mind right now. Whatever those thoughts are, notice them, pick one, attend to it kindly for a moment, long enough to label the thought, such as planning, or wishing, or worrying, or predicting, as whatever the thought might be. Now imagine gently taking it out of your mind and placing it on one of those falling leaves. Watching it twirl towards the water, land on its surface, and float away out of sight. Notice another thought. Attend to it for a moment with curiosity and label it. Place it on a falling leaf and watch it twirl towards the water and float away out of sight. There is no need to engage with those thoughts, no need to change them in any way, no need to hold on to them, no need to make them go away. Simply notice a thought, label it, and place it on the leaf, and watch it float away. When you notice your mind engaging with a thought and following it somewhere, acknowledge that. And wherever you find your mind going, gently allow it to return to watching your thoughts and the leaves and the stream. Notice a thought, label it, place it on a leaf, and watch it flow away out of sight. You will notice that some thoughts come back again and again. That is what our minds do. They come and go. They come and go. No matter whether you've experienced this thought before, a moment ago, or if you haven't seen it in a while, just notice it. Attend to it for a brief moment. With kindness, label it. Place it on a leaf and watch it land on the water and float away. There is no need to engage or argue with the thoughts. No need to change the thoughts. No need to hold on to them or make them go away. Simply attend to the thoughts coming and going, coming and going. Notice a thought, label it, place it on a leaf, and watch it float away out of sight. If you notice yourself judging yourself for having some of those thoughts or judging the thoughts themselves, notice that. Label the judging thought as judgment. Place it on a leaf and watch it twirl towards the stream and float away. Watch thoughts come and go, as they always do. Whatever the thought is, notice it. Attend to it with kindness. Place it on a leaf and watch it float away. Now take as much time as you would like to attend your thoughts, watching them come and go. Whenever you are ready, open your eyes and return to the room. And in just a few moments, we will begin the celebration service.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The Big Love Band, we'd like you to stand with us this morning and join us in our first song, I Hear Music, Down in My Soul. I hear music down in my soul. I hear music down in my soul. I hear music down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home.
I got a new day down in my soul. I got a new day down in my soul. I got a new day down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home.
I love silence down in my soul. I love silence down in my soul. I love silence down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I feel power down in my soul. I feel power down in my soul. I feel power down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. And the whole wide world is my home. I don't need a whole lot of money. I don't need a big fine car. I got everything a man can want. I got more than I could ask for. I don't have to run around. I don't have to stay out all night. 'Cause I know the spirit that lives in me. And I know it sets my soul free. Well, the spirit lives in me. Well, the spirit lives in me. Don't you know that it's some kind of wonderful? Some kind of wonderful. Some kind of wonderful. Talking about God, yeah. Is there anybody here that knows what I'm talking about? Is there anybody here that knows what I'm talking about? Well, can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Oh, can I get a witness? Don't you know that some kind of wonderful, some kind of wonderful, some kind of wonderful, some kind of wonderful. Oh, it's some kind of wonderful, 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 some kind of wonderful. Can I hear a soul in here? Some kind of wonderful. Can I hear an amen? Some kind of wonderful. Some kind of wonderful. Some kind of wonderful. Some kind of wonderful.
I'm so bummed. Am I turned on here yet? Yes? Yes. I'm so bummed. It's our last week with that song. Oh, it is. We had all of January, but now it's the last week with that song. And I love that song. Well done. Well done. Well, wherever you are on your spiritual path, please know that you are welcome here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Cape Coral. My name is Reverend Shal Redfern, and I am the spiritual director of this marvelous place. We believe here that we are co-creators with the divine, and that you can change your entire life by changing your mind. That's right. Change your thinking, change your life. Ernest Holmes is our founder, and we call this a philosophy, not a religion, not anything else. It's a philosophy. It's a way of life. We teach universal truths that are found in all religions, all periods of time, traditional, contemporary. There's truth underneath all of that with a capital T, and that's what we talk about here. If you have a prayer request, we want to hear it. Please visit our website, cslcapecoral.org. Look for the prayer request button. Click that and let us know how we can hold you in prayer. Otherwise, and in addition to that, if you are not receiving our e-blast at the moment, please go to our website, cslcapecoral.org, and click on the Contact Us button and let us know that you would like to join us here or receive our e-blast. All right, now it is time to bestow a blessing on each other, everybody at home. So I'm going to invite the folks here in the sanctuary to rise and join me in our blessing. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are thankful you are here. Welcome to the center.
Let me walk to the banks of the river of love, where the current runs deep, baptized in one, where there's no separation and the light is all we see. Honoring all our differences, and love will set us free. Oh Lord, Father God, there's a healing going on. Father God, there's a healing going on. Father God, oh, there's a healing going on. I said, oh, you rock my soul. I said, oh, you rock my soul. I see the blessings of the past. It's time to requalify. Let's not forget, but learn to forgive. God knows we gotta try. It's my responsibility to heal the wounds in me. Passion, faith, and hope, and love, truth will set us free. Oh Lord, Father God, there's a healing going on.
Father God,
there's a healing going on.
Father God,
oh, there's a healing going on. I said, oh, you rock my soul. I said, oh, you rock my soul. One more time, I said, Father God, oh, there's a healing going on. Father God, there's a healing going on. Father God, oh, there's a healing going on. I said, oh, you rock my soul. I said, said, oh, you rock my soul. I said, oh, you rock my soul.
That was awesome. Thank you, John. Thank you, Big Love Band. Great, great song. So my name is Karen Gidley, and I am a licensed practitioner here, and it's my honor to do the reading today. Let me see here. Okay, I had a few things picked out, but I think I'm going to go with this. It is January 31st today, so I'm going to read out of the Science of Mind magazine, the reading for today. This blessed day. We are here to live today as though God were in his heaven, while all is well with our souls. That's in the Science of Mind magazine on page 432. No matter what plans, policies, and possibilities we may have before us, we can only live them one day at a time. Even though we are heir to infinite resources and can look far into the future in our thoughts, because we are currently beings caught in time and space, we can only really handle this day, this moment. And consequently, it is fruitless to regret what happened yesterday or worry about what may take place tomorrow. We are wise to concentrate our energies upon what lies before us right now. Yesterday, however, can help us to deal more effectively, more lovingly with today's needs if we choose to learn from what happened before. Today can be a blessing if we choose to make it so. We could come to it with a clear mind and illuminated thinking, and what would happen if we came into the day with our new mind, a mind not stuck in the past, and a mind more fearless than ever. We can choose to make this new year the best one yet in so many ways. We can correct what needs renewing, and we can heal situations that need our attention. We can decide to bring more love to bear in all our interactions, both casual and intimate. Yes, this is the time. Today is the day. We'll take this into prayer. This blessed day is a good day. Good, filled with God, Source, infinite intelligence, knowing that I am one with this infinite intelligence, and knowing that each and every one here is filled with the love of God, the Source, and the infinite intelligence. This day brings about the presence right here, right now, focusing on what it is that we have right here, right now, knowing that this presence is always with us, in, as, and through each one. And knowing this, I am so thankful that this is the truth, and that this truth is anchored into the divine law, knowing that it is already done. And together we can say, and so it is. And now I'd like to present to you Reverend Shel Radford. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So Pam picked a great picture to go with looking above our theme for today. And it's a quote by Wayne Dyer. It's one of my favorite quotes by Wayne Dyer. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Isn't that simple and powerful? Absolutely one of my favorite Wayne Dyer quotes. Because as we choose, as Karen was alluding to in her reading, as we choose to approach life with a positive outlook, with positive expectations, with an openness to what can happen, it's amazing what shows up. Because we haven't decided already that it's terrible. We haven't decided it's not going to work. We haven't decided any of these things. So it's all about approaching life with an open kind of atmosphere. When reviewing the notes for this week, the parts that I was attracted to was actually none of the notes for this week, but they had discussion questions at the end. And I really enjoyed the discussion questions because I think that they are very pertinent for us to entertain. The first one was, what this are you stuck on? What this, in quotation marks, are you stuck on? Oftentimes in life, we look at our circumstance and we evaluate our circumstance and we make decisions based on what's going on around us. That's what this is. And so oftentimes we look at our circumstance and believe that's the truth of our world. That what we are surrounded by, circumstance, what's around us, what's around us, our circumstance, that defines where we can make our decisions from. So what this are you stuck on is a really important question, I think. What's going on in our life right now that we hold so true that we can't see beyond it to a new possibility? Sometimes it's a physical effect. Sometimes it's an emotional effect. Sometimes it's a financial effect. And we feel that that effect, and notice the word I'm using here, effect defines the choices we can make. And it does not. That effect is the result of last month's, yesterday's, last year's, our whole entire life thinking. And we can make a different decision about that situation right now and change the trajectory of our life. That's the way this teaching works. That's the way life works. That's the way spirit works. That's the way you work. That's the way I work. So we've got to be paying attention to what this am I stuck on? What's in my life right now that is defining me instead of me defining it? Is a really good statement. Okay? Second question they asked is, where have you been holding yourself back by demanding a particular outcome? So this is kind of the opposite. We know about visioning in this teaching, right? We vision. There are different kinds of there are two different kinds of visioning that I'd like to talk about. There's what I would call the Beckwith Visioning, which is when we make ourselves open and available for what God's big idea. It's kind of a meditative process. It's a series of questions. If you've never done it, it's awesome. Do it. You make yourself available for what's God's big idea for my life, for this situation. We will be visioning for a new minister. What's God's big idea for the Center for Spiritual Living's new minister? That's part of what we do here. We entertain what's God's big idea. That's one aspect of visioning. Another aspect of visioning is what I would call Mary Morrissey visioning. Mary Morrissey's visioning is when we, again, open ourselves up, but we let ourselves dream. It feels different. It feels like we're working in the realm of spirit and in the realm of consciousness because we entertain our own thoughts as well as leaving open doors for other thoughts to come in. And the question that we entertain in Mary Morrissey visioning is, what would I love? What would I love? And that's a great question to entertain. What would I love in this situation? So pertaining to the new minister, what would I love to see up there every Sunday? What would I love to have facilitating class? What would I love to facilitate meetings? What would I love? Now, I've talked about this before, so if you've heard this before, please forgive me for repeating it. But many people probably haven't heard it, so it bears repeating. I have this thing that I call the openly specific idea, being openly specific. And I realized this when Leland and I were visioning for a house. So we were entertaining the question, what would I love? Oh, I would love a house. You know which house I really love? I love Edison's house. I love the wraparound porches. I love how wide those porches are. I love how they're screened in. I loved how they bring the outdoors inside and the inside outside. And I love how it's all cross breezes. And so I would love a wraparound porch on my house. And we went to a party one night, Leland and I did, and we walked in. It was a very, very plain front facade. And we walked in through the door, which was wood. It was a very cool door. And we were in a courtyard. And the entire thing was screened in. So the whole front of the house opened up onto this courtyard. And it was all sliders. So you could open the whole side of the house to this courtyard that was the front of the house. And we walked in and went, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I mean, there were trees in there and plants in there, and it was lovely. And I had this thought, would this be okay with you? And I went, oh, heck yes. But this isn't a wraparound porch. And then I realized what I call open specificity, whatever the right coagulation of that word is, being openly specific. This is where this idea of being openly, because of that experience that I had, because I thought about a real estate agent. And if a real estate agent is putting in some specifications, okay, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, or more, wraparound porch, and then it excludes everything that does not have a wraparound porch, right? And just gives you the things that have the wraparound porch. Now, we can filter our life in that manner. We can be so clear about the car I want, the this I want, the that I want, that we block out something even better. So that's where I invite you. Where have you been holding yourself back by demanding a particular outcome? This is what that's speaking to. By being openly specific, I want an outdoor experience, a place where I can entertain outside, where I can bring the outside in. That's an openly specific way of defining that. That's very different than saying wraparound porch, isn't it? So I'm inviting us to, yes, have a vision, but be openly specific about how that could show up. Because it can then show up in a myriad of ways, and I'm telling you, it'll show up faster and it'll show up better than you had expected. That's the way it's worked for me all the time in my life. And again, I'm going to refer to what's going on right now. As I told you last week, I've been working with my coaches for several weeks. We've been talking about this, and should I do this, and if I do, what does that look like for me moving forward, and what does that look like for the center moving forward? And so one of my coaches and I have been talking about, well, what do you want to do? I don't have anything lined up. I'm not leaving this for something. And he said, what do you want to do? And we're thinking about it, and I love writing curriculum. I love writing curriculum. And I love working online, and I love doing graphic design, and I love doing all this stuff. And he gets all jazzed, and he's like, you could open your own business. Do you know how many people need you right now? You could do the website. You could do the graphic design. You could do the this. You could do the that. Jill, this is great. And I went, yeah, but I don't want to be self-employed anymore. That's not what I want to do. And we went back and forth about it. And I had the opportunity to go and work with Mary Morrissey twice. And for different reasons, it didn't work out twice. I am open and receptive to going and working for Mary Morrissey writing curriculum. I'm telling you that here. And I went to Leland and I said, honey, I'm really tired. I am really tired. May I take a month off? After I finish at the center, can I take a month off and do nothing? We've been saving up a little bit, and he's had major jobs come in that will support us. And he said yes. And then he said, well, in fact, my dream is that you never have to work again. That wasn't even in my realm of possibility. Not go back to work again, but it's highly likely that that could happen for me. I was trying to figure out what I would do next, but here comes Spirit. Whop! How about this? Oh, that's awesome. That's really awesome. I get to choose what I do and just take on projects that I want to take on. That's better than working for Mary. And not many things are better than working for Mary. Holy smokes. So let us be openly specific. What experience had I been putting out there? I would like freedom. I would like freedom. And so, gosh, maybe it's even bigger, broader than I thought it was going to be. I'm open and receptive for that, for sure. Okay. Have you ever had a moment feeling deeply unified with the one? Have you ever had that moment when you felt Spirit? When you just felt like everything was in alignment, that you knew that Spirit was in the house? I would like to see this instead of had a moment and you say, oh, it's this big mystical moment thing. Wouldn't it be awesome if we felt this unified feeling all the time, or at least often? Wouldn't that be awesome? I'm here to suggest that you can, and potentially you do. Maybe it's not recognized. The times that I have felt unified with the one the most is when we are out traveling and experiencing things. When we are having what I call anybody remember? An adventure. This is my adventure hat. I brought it. This is my adventure hat. And I wear it whenever we go out on adventures. This hat has seen many countries. This hat has climbed Mayan ruins. This hat has been out swimming with dolphins. Dolphins too. Dolphins and manatees. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. It's been up the coast. It's been all over the place. I love this hat. Because this is my adventure hat. And when I put the hat on, I put on the attitude of we're going on an adventure. Now, we talked about this a few weeks back, right? When I talked about being in Boston and going on the train to Maine and all that stuff. And then it was infectious, my being on an adventure. But what if every day we had our adventure hat on? Not just when we're on vacation, but all the time. What if we went through life with our adventure hat on? So think about kids. Think about kids. Every day, kids wake up, and life is an adventure. They can't wait to get out of bed. They don't want to go to sleep. We've all experienced it with the little ones, haven't we? Because they are just so eager to learn everything. Why? Because they have not learned fear yet. Children, littles, have not learned fear yet. So their life is an adventure. And guess what happens to us when we approach life in that manner? That's me in my adventure hat. Leland took that picture in Colorado. I don't know where we were or what we were doing. The picture isn't altered at all. And my friend Bill saw this picture of me and said, my gosh, you look like you're 10. And, all at once the age spots become freckles instead. And it's the 10-year-old look. And I felt 10. Why? because I was on an adventure. We have seen so many amazing things when we've been on adventures. Like I mentioned the manatees. So we go to Crystal River. I get in the water and I'm in a suit. And there's a manatee over there. I start swimming towards the manatee, have the mask on and the snorkel and all that stuff. The water's not deep. The water's like 4 feet deep. It's not deep at all. But I start to panic because I can swim and this suit is swimming me. I'm not swimming the suit. It's a buoyant suit. It's designed to keep you on the top of the water. And I started having a panic attack. and so I swim back to the boat, and I'm hanging on to the boat, trying to get my breath back. Leland comes back looking for me, and we just stay by the boat trying to figure this out. Remember, I had my adventure hat on right before getting in that water, right? So Spirit was in the house. So finally I get to floating and comfortable with floating. There's another captain on the boat. You guys, there's another manatee right over there. The whole group was over here, 8, 10 people over here, Leland, I, and one other over here with our own manatee. And so we're right above it. Have you ever done this? Have you ever swam with manatees in the wild? It is the coolest. You've got to do it. You've got to do it. It's one of my top 10 life experiences, is swimming with the manatee in Crystal River. You just float above them. Like I say, it's not very deep. You have your face in the water, and you hear them pulling the grass out. You hear them eating, and they're like right below you. So you float above them, and both Leland and I had this experience. We're right above them, and they go to move, and the manatee came up, and it was a full body manatee experience. The whole back of the thing came. I'm up there floating, just woo, the whole. Woo. Oh my gosh, that was cool. It was so cool. That was a God experience. That was a mystical experience for me, being that close to that animal and having that adventure. You know, when we were in California going towards Oregon, we wanted to see elk. So there were 2 things I wanted to see when I was on that. Well, there were a million things I wanted to see, and we saw them. You know, big trees, and I wanted to see seals in the wild. And like we stopped at this wayside. We were just resting for a while. We're looking out, and Leland's like, "What's that over there?" I said, "I don't know." He's like, "Come on, let's go look." So we climbed down off the path onto the rocks, and we learned from here to the back of the sanctuary, away from a whole bunch of seals. It was the coolest. Why? Because I had my adventure hat on. What is having my adventure hat on? I'm open to what could happen. And I'm not going to try to plan it. I'm open and receptive to what could happen, but I have an idea of what I'd like to see. When we were driving from California, we were just getting into Oregon, and we were supposed to be in elk country. We wanted to see elk. And we come around a corner one morning right after breakfast, and there's all these cars pulled over, and all these people looking over there. And we're like, "What's that?" "Well, let's go see." So we pull over, and we go back to where the people are, and there is a herd of elk in a lake. And they're splashing around, and the little ones are kind of learning how to fight. You know, it's mating season and everything, and they were explaining to people there. And one of the women there said, "Anybody that's a tourist, this doesn't happen. This never happens. I've lived here my entire life. I have never, ever seen this before. You are indeed lucky and blessed to see this." And indeed I was, because I was on an adventure. Does this make sense? So what if every day is an adventure? What if every day we put our adventure hat on? What if every day we dismiss fear? What if every day we kind of peek over the next ridge? One of the things I did like in the notes is they gave a story. You know how I like stories. And it was about a father and daughter who are traveling. And they pull into a park. And they decide to climb up the ridge. And so they climb up the ridge and get to another plateau and more rocks. And Dad says to the daughter, "Oh, I'm sure it's right up on the next ridge." So they climb up the next ridge, and there's more plateau, more rock. "Well, I'm sure it's on the next ridge." And they climb up the next ridge. "Oh, I'm sure it's, more plateau, more rock." I'm sure it's on the next ridge. They keep going, and now the daughter's laughing. Dad, why do you keep saying that I'm sure it's on the next ridge? He said, well, so that we keep climbing. I'm having a great time. So we keep going on this adventure called life. Open and receptive, climbing the ridges just to see what could occur. Because it could be awesome. And in fact, most of the time it is. And I think this is how we can experience spirit, God, awe. To me, experiencing awe in my life is experiencing spirit. If I'm in awe of baby, of Leland, of you all have had me in awe for 4 years. I'm in awe of this center and its people. They're beautiful, beautiful expressions of the one. And this has been and continues to be an adventure. I'm keeping my adventure hat on. And I'm inviting you to do that again with the person that's going to come in here. You know, this is an adventure. Yeah, there's been lots of tears, especially this past week. And keep climbing the ridges and figure out what's seeking to emerge right here. And of course, the question on everybody's mind? What would Ernest Holmes say? What a great question. Okay, this is from the book Help for Today: How to Achieve Security by Using the Power Within You. There is certainly, one more time. There certainly is a divine reality back of our being, and since it has created a new and unique mold for each of us, then surely the greatest adventure in life is to discover and uncover that something within us that is unique and individual. Isn't that beautiful? It bears repeating, especially because I screwed up so bad at the beginning. Okay. There certainly is a divine reality back of our being, and since it has created a new and unique mold for each of us, then surely the greatest adventure in life is to discover and uncover that something within us which is unique and individual. Let us re-examine the normal child and see what he has that perhaps we have forgotten. In the first place, he has a natural keen enjoyment for life. He has no worries. He isn't morbid. He isn't unhappy. He expects every day to be a joyful experience. He expects to sleep at night, for he has yet to be told of insomnia. True, at times there are tears, but they are short in duration, and the incident is forgotten with the call of a playmate, "Come on, let's go play." He lives in a world of adventure, a world that is secure, happy, and creative. In my opinion, only through spiritual conviction can we awaken within ourselves childlike faith and trust. Only in this way can we hope to carry the spontaneous joy of the child into the experiences of adulthood. Isn't that fabulous? So let us be on an adventure, my friends. Inside this center, outside this center, inside our lives. Let every day be an adventure. Put your own adventure hat on. I highly recommend getting one of these. It really does change the way you look at things. It really, really does. It's silly, but it works. How about we take this into prayer? So, turning within and knowing together there is one power, one presence, one life. One life. That life is on a grand adventure of its own. It is seeking fuller, freer expression, and it uses each and every one of us to do just that. And as we turn towards this power and presence, we can realize that we are safe always and in all ways. That spirit is seeking fuller, freer expression. It is using each of us. It is using every circumstance in our life. It is using all the things seen and unseen around us. We are safe. So let us move forward from today on a great grand adventure that's called life. Let us welcome change. Let us welcome new. Let us welcome unknown. And know that we are becoming happier, joy-filled beings as a result. I know this adventure is perfect for each one. This unfoldment of life, this unfoldment of love, this unfoldment of joy. And for this I am grateful. So it is in this understanding and gratitude that I release my word into law and know it is done. So let's anchor this together by saying, and so it is. So be it. Namaste.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Melissa Tuff. I am the treasurer of the Leadership Council and a licensed practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral. And it is my great honor to provide you with our tithing opportunity today. So now is our opportunity to show gratitude for all that's transpired here today. And our center is solely supported by your generous contributions. So for that, we are so very, very thankful. We want to make giving easy, and we offer several ways for you to do so. You can text your donation to 239-320-3820. You can send your gift through PayPal using our PayPal address at paypal@cslcapecoral.org. You can visit our website at cslcapecoral.org, where you can set up an automatic transfer of funds on a weekly, biweekly, or monthly basis. Or you can just click the little donate button on our page and make it easy on yourself. You can also mail a check to CSL Cape Coral at Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral, 406 Southeast 24th Avenue, Cape Coral, Florida, 33990. And you can even support your spiritual home through your shopping with Amazon. Just visit smile.amazon.com and select the Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral as your charity of choice. If you're joining us in person, there are branded receptacles near the exits in which you can deposit your gifts on the way out. And so I invite you to hold your tithe between your hands if you have it available. And if not, then join me in placing your hands over your heart and join me in our tithing affirmation. Today, I know the activity of divine abundance is at work in my life and the life of this center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good. And now I speak a word of blessing over these tithes. With appreciation and love, I accept these offerings and gifts. Divine love through me blesses each gift and each giver. I know that all that has been given here today circulates to do great works both within this spiritual community and in the world at large. Standing in gratitude, I release these words, so please join me in saying, and so it is. And now we'll welcome Reverend Shell with our announcements.
Thank you, Mel. Okay, now the announcement for our upcoming class. We are going to host just Essential Ernest Holmes class in the coming months. It will be Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. It begins, did I put it right? I put November on the slide. Where did I get that from? February. It begins February 11th and it runs for 10 weeks. That will be $200, including the registration fee. It will be facilitated by practitioners John Coriel and Patrick O'Brien. I'll be sending out a sign-up sheet for that link where you can sign up this week, so watch for that in your email. Upcoming class, Essential Ernest, Thursday, 6:30 for 10 weeks. Now, the Essential Ernest Holmes is a collection of Ernest Holmes' writings from all of the material that he produced during his life. So it's a really fascinating, multifaceted, it gets into the mystical Ernest Holmes as well as the practical Ernest Holmes. It's a really wonderful class. Midweek tune-up continues Wednesdays at noon outside. We mask up and meet outside in the yard. It's beautiful out there, and we just entertain, sometimes philosophical, sometimes silly, sometimes weird questions, and just talk. And so it's really wonderful. That's on a love donation basis. Midweek tune-up noon on Wednesdays with myself. Our food drive continues. Thank you. We just dropped off another big box on over there, so you guys have been generous. Thank you for bringing in the donations. It's helping those in Cape Coral, so please keep them coming. As you exit today, I will meet you outside to bump elbows, say hello, and so on. We're exiting through the sliders there on the side of the sanctuary. I will see you out there. We ask if you want to chit-chat with folks, please bring it outside so that we can sterilize and sanitize the room. So wonderful. And now it's time to stand in the light. When we stand in the light, we stand knowing the truth about a situation, what we want to see. I am standing in the light for my Aunt Peg, for my cousins, for my entire family who is really experiencing a great loss with my Uncle Hawks. I'm standing in the light for my dog Sula and for Leland and I as we traverse her transition as well.
Standing in the light for PJ and Lois, who made their transition yesterday.
I'm standing in the light for all of the unspoken prayers and those prayers written in the comments section online. Please know that each and every one of these, whether spoken, written, thought, has been heard. There is one mind. All is revealed in this one mind. The truth, in fact, is revealed in this one mind of the perfection of each and every one of these situations. Wholeness is the order of the day. Perfection is the order of the day. Grace is the order of the day, as is ease. All is well. I claim this for each and every one. Knowing it is true, I release my word into law. So let's anchor this by saying, and so it is.
We let down our shoulder us. We let it be. We let peace. We let the peace wash over us. Yeah. We let it be. We let joy wash over us. Wash over and over us. Yeah. We let it be. We let love, let it fill your heart, let it fill your soul, wash over and over you. Oh, we let it be. We let love wash over us, wash over and over us. Oh, we let it be.
Have a great week, everyone.